Why is the media telling home buyers not to buy property and wait for the housing market to crash and prices to go down? Why would they be telling us that at the same time that Goldman Sachs is backing investment firms to buy up entire communities in places like Florida? Is it a sleight of hand or smoke and mirrors that they're trying to distract us and tell us not to buy the people that are trying to get in a home, first time home, and they're saying don't buy because they don't want the competition and they want to go in and buy up all these properties and then rent them back to you? Could that be the case? I don't know. It just makes me wonder, why is the media out there projecting all of this information about a housing crash when companies like multi-billion-dollar companies like Goldman Sachs are out there buying up and throwing money at investors to buy up entire communities so they can turn them into rentals? So they're saying in Florida, they're seeing a huge shift of investors buying up these properties. You can see it here all in this article on the New York Post. And they're saying that what's happening is that's driving up rent prices. So now we have an increase of rent in Florida, in places like Pensacola, Orlando, and all these areas that are jumping up 30%. So maybe someone had a lease and now the lease is up and those rents are going up 30%. So we're going to become a nation of renters is what they're trying to force us into. Now you can see in places like China and even in Google country, in the San Francisco area or in Silicon Valley areas, that housing has become so unaffordable that companies like Google are going ahead and saying, hey, you come work for Google and you can be subsidized to live in our housing. So they go from the Google house to the Google work and take the Google train to go in between the two. And then these people become dependent upon Google. So meaning they become a nation of worker bees where they really don't have an opportunity to quit because they can't afford the housing. So if they quit, they're going to lose their job. They're going to lose their housing too. So they become very dependent upon that company. And then they become very complacent and feel like they're trapped and they can't get out of that job or that housing. So if you want to buy a home this year, the prices are not going to drop. I'm going to promise you right now. Now, interest rates might fall over the next 2 to 3 years. They are never going to go down to 3% ever again. So don't even hope for that. Let's just hope that prices right now are at the lowest they're going to be in the next 5 years. So if you're thinking about getting out of the rental trap, now is the prime opportunity to do it, because I think Goldman Sachs is a whole lot smarter than me, and they're out there investing and buying properties so that they can rent them back to you at a 30% increase. So what do you want to do?